over in France.
Yeah, another part of Europe.
Yeah, BlackRock getting its headquarters sacked.
I shouldn't be laughing at this.
Parisians.
I shouldn't be laughing at this.
To the barricades. Let's put this B1 up here. Yeah, that's BlackRock headquarters. Tell me if this is correct, but I'm imagining the right back in the United States being like, see, the French are with us on woke capitalism and ESG. They're furious about whatever the French BlackRock is doing when it comes to like it's like DEI programming, and they're burning it down just like we would. Was that the reaction among the right here when they saw BlackRock? BlackRock is not going up in flames. It's kind of some deceptive reporting there because you see the flames, you see BlackRock headquarters, but actually it was a couple hundred union people were able to get into the building and led some chants and then basically left. So they did not burn down BlackRock's headquarters.
No, they didn't actually even, not yet, right. They didn't even get to BlackRock in the building.
They were in the lobby or whatever.
Right, and it's funny because in the Reuters report, Reuters had to disclose, they're like, we have an office in the same building.
That's how we broke this news. Yeah. We like looked down in the lobby and like, oh,
Well, to your point, though, about BlackRock becoming this absolute lightning rod in the realignment that's happening in the West, I think, the kind of new right looks at this and says, it's not just about DEI and ESG. It's about austerity combined with DEI and ESG. And that's actually, when you have J.D. Vance and Donald Trump saying, we're not touching entitlements, we're not touching Medicare, we're not touching Medicaid, we're not touching, Social Security in the near future. That actually goes kind of perfectly with what they're seeing unfold in France right now. 2-year retirement age bump, very, very unpopular in polling. I saw one that was like 58% of people disapproved of. I think it was Macron's move to sort of jam it through. That's also
he bypassed the legislature because he didn't have the votes.
Yeah, that's part of what's extremely contentious in this entire question is that, he didn't have the votes. He bypassed the legislature. We're expecting a decision from the courts in France next week, I think on the 14th, who will say whether or not what Macron did was constitutional? Is that the right word in that context?
They have like 100 constitutions, right? They do a new constitution every couple of years. So.
And so yesterday was like the 11th day of the protests. This is all about Macron's proposal to go from 62 to 64. He lost his majority in parliament last year, so that's part of the reason. He did campaign on all of this. It's not like this was a secret plan of his, but wasn't able to get it through the legislature. And so I think when you combine the potential for BlackRock, and this has been going on for years, you can go and read reports for years, the suspicion that BlackRock is going to capitalize on something like, and actually in 1 second we'll play the clip, but that BlackRock is going to capitalize on privatization of pensions. That you have this American company that's going to implement American austerity and not the robust protection system that France has and is very proud of. And in America, when you combine it with the fact that, this is a company that is led by elites, cultural leftist elites, it's a recipe for getting the right on board with leaving pensions alone.
There you go. All right, let's leave them alone. Let's play this clip that we've got from More Perfect Union. So my favorite sign in the protests so far, explaining why they were protesting the increase in the retirement age, was, we're French for a reason. Which, to me, actually, that's perfect. That makes perfect sense. Like, you're fighting for a way of life. You are French for a reason. And so why give that up? If you want to be German, be German. If you want to be something else, be something else. But they're French, and they're fighting for their identity. And it's weird also to see the push towards austerity and towards working longer hours and working longer in your life at the same time that we have all this talk about UBI and the productivity gains that are going to come from AI, and they're going to just lead to this job apocalypse that's going to put everybody out of work. So which is it? Like, are we do we have too few jobs, or do we not have old people working long enough? Like we need to line up which way we're headed. And to me, if we're going to have fewer jobs in the future because the robots are going to take them all, then what do we need these old Frenchmen and Frenchwomen working until they're 63 years old? Let them have their French retirement.
The French retirement. That sounds like a Wes Anderson movie. The French retirement.
Yeah, let somebody enjoy this life.
That's the thing also. Macron said, the proposal, I think at some point he wants to be able to have carve-outs for people who can't work until they're 64, something like that. And again, it's just this idea that you have firms like BlackRock that have an obscene amount of capital and that are exploiting it, by the way, that are exploiting people in all of these myriad fashions around the world, not just in America, not just in France, that you would not be able to have a 62-year-old retirement when you're in a country that prides itself on having that net and working towards that net. It's very different, I think, than in the United States, where we have a different culture, and the question of whether that's moral or not is different, but the culture is a different place. And that's part of why BlackRock is a lightning rod in France is because of that, is because they see it as this exportation of American values and individualism. And so it's definitely different, and good for them. I mean, you're French for a reason. Not good for them storming the headquarters. Good for them.
Good for them doing that.
I meant good for them for saying we're French for a reason, because I think that's a really healthy way to have consensus on what your country stands for and what your laws should reflect. And if you don't have a consensus, that's one of the biggest problems we have in America right now, is we don't have consensus on the values our laws should reflect. And that's a huge problem for any country.
Hey guys, ready or not, 2024 is fully upon us now, and Sagar and I have been brainstorming ways that we can really up our game for this critical election.
Yeah, we rely on our premium subs to expand our coverage, to add staff, to upgrade the studio. We just want to give you the best independent coverage of this election, which is possible. So if you can help us out, become a premium subscriber today, breakingpoints.com, or the link is down here in the description video. It really means the world to us, and if you like what we're all about, this is the best possible way to keep us 100% independent, working only for you.